Right now, as you are watching this, there is a piece of glass and metal sitting somewhere near you. Maybe it's in your pocket, maybe it's on the desk. At some point today, that piece of metal is going to vibrate. When it does, you will look down. You will see a notification. Maybe it's an email from your boss asking to talk later. Maybe it's an alert from your bank. Maybe it's a text from someone you didn't want to hear from. Pay close attention to what happens inside your body in that exact second. It happens so fast you almost don't notice it. Your stomach drops, your chest tightens, your breathing becomes shallow, trapped in the top of your lungs. Your heart beats just a little bit harder against your ribs. You will likely just sigh, type out a response, and go back to your day. But what you just experienced wasn't a mild modern inconvenience. You just triggered the single most powerful, ancient, and violent biological program inside the human body. For 99.9% of human history, that exact physical sensation did not exist for emails or bank accounts or awkward social interactions. It existed for one reason: to keep you from being torn apart and eaten alive. To understand why a glowing rectangle can make you feel physically sick, we have to rewind the clock. For over 300,000 years, every single one of your ancestors lived in an environment of absolute, unforgiving physical consequence. The African savanna was a world where a lapse in attention didn't mean you got a bad performance review. It meant you died. In that world, the threats were entirely physical. A shadow shifting in the tall grass, the sound of a snapping branch in the middle of the night, a leopard, a rival tribe. If your ancestor waited to consciously think about whether that shadow was a leopard or just the wind, they were already dead. Conscious thought is slow. It takes time to process visual data, weigh the probabilities, and make a logical decision. Evolution could not afford slow, so it built an override switch. Deep inside the temporal lobe of your brain sits an almond-shaped cluster of neurons called the amygdala. This is your primal alarm system. When your eyes detect danger, the signal bypasses the logical, thinking part of your brain entirely and goes straight to the amygdala. In a fraction of a millisecond, the amygdala hits the panic button. It triggers your hypothalamus, which instantly floods your bloodstream with a massive cocktail of adrenaline and cortisol. The physical transformation that happens next is violent. Your liver instantly dumps massive amounts of glucose into your blood for explosive energy. Your heart rate skyrockets to pump that energy to your muscles. Your pupils dilate to let in more light so you can see movement faster. But your body also does something else. It ruthlessly shuts down everything that isn't immediately necessary for surviving the next 3 minutes. Digestion turned off. The immune system shut down. Growth hormone production stopped. Your body pulls blood away from your skin and stomach and shoves it into your arms and legs. You are no longer a thinking, digesting, healing organism. You are a biological machine primed to do only one of two things: fight to the death or sprint for your life. This system is perfect. It is the reason humans survived. But there is a catch. In the wild, this massive biological explosion is designed to be acute. It is meant to be incredibly intense, but incredibly short. In the 1980s, a neurobiologist at Stanford University named Robert Sapolsky traveled to the Serengeti in Kenya to figure out exactly how this system works in nature. He spent years shooting wild baboons with anesthetic darts to measure the hormones in their blood. And he found something fascinating about how wild animals experience stress. If a zebra is chased by a lion, its stress levels go off the charts. Its body undergoes the exact same violent chemical transformation your ancestors did. But 3 minutes later, one of two things has happened. Either the lion ate the zebra and the zebra's stress is over, or the zebra escaped. And if the zebra escapes, the alarm shuts off. 10 minutes later, the zebra is peacefully eating grass. The adrenaline is gone, the cortisol drops, digestion turns back on, the immune system reboots, the biological debt is paid, the system resets. For 300,000 years, this was the human experience: high-stakes terror, followed by intense physical exertion, followed by deep, relaxing safety. But then, in the absolute blink of an evolutionary eye, everything changed. We built the modern world. We eliminated the leopards. We built houses with locks, grocery stores with endless calories, and societies with laws. We created an environment of unprecedented, unimaginable physical safety. but we brought our 300,000-year-old brains with us. And this is where the system completely breaks down. Your amygdala is brilliant at keeping you alive, but it is incredibly stupid when it comes to context. It cannot tell the difference between a physical threat and a psychological one. When you get an email from your boss at 8 p.m. on a Friday, your eyes see the words, your brain interprets danger, and your amygdala does the only thing it knows how to do. It dumps adrenaline and cortisol into your blood. It shuts down your digestion. It stops your immune system. It prepares your body to physically sprint away from your smartphone. But you don't sprint. You can't fight an email. You can't outrun a mortgage. You can't punch a looming deadline. So you just sit there, staring at a screen. Your heart is pounding. Your blood is thick with glucose and stress hormones, and you have absolutely no physical outlet to burn it off. Worse, the lion never leaves. In the wild, the threat is over in 3 minutes. In the modern world, the threat is chronic. You wake up and read the news. Cortisol spike, you hit traffic on the way to work. Cortisol spike, your boss criticizes your project. Cortisol spike, you open social media and see everyone living a seemingly better life than you. Cortisol spike, you are triggering a life or death biological response 10, 20, 50 times a day. Your body is stuck in a state of perpetual physiological panic, and the medical consequences of this are catastrophic. Remember how the stress response shuts down your immune system and digestion? In the wild, pausing your immune system for 3 minutes to outrun a lion is a great trade off. But when you pause your immune system and digestion for months or years at a time because of a stressful job, your ancient survival hardware slowly kills you. This is why chronic stress leads to high blood pressure, heart disease, autoimmune disorders, insomnia, and severe digestive issues. Your body is wearing itself out preparing for a physical battle that never actually happens. Today, we look at the massive rise in modern anxiety and we treat it like a malfunction. We tell ourselves our brains are broken. We take medication, we go to therapy. We assume that because we feel panicked in a safe, air-conditioned room, there is something fundamentally wrong with us, but there isn't. Your brain isn't broken. Your anxiety isn't a disorder. It is a wildly successful piece of survival programming doing exactly what it was engineered to do over hundreds of thousands of years. It is trying to save your life. The problem isn't you. The problem is that we built an alien world. We constructed a society that moves faster than our biology can adapt. We took an animal designed to run from occasional predators and forced it to sit in a chair for 8 hours a day, constantly bombarded by digital threats that it cannot fight and cannot escape. We conquered the wild. We defeated the predators, but we couldn't turn off the alarm. We just traded the monsters in the dark for glowing screens in our pockets, and we are still running from them every single day.